Alright, good news, it didn't blow a boot. It just destroyed the intake. Two, there's no leaks there, but we do have a little bit of a drip on the oil drain and right there. So I gotta go get a oil drain gasket. I don't think we're gonna make this drop tomorrow. This whole trip is just pissing me off. Every bit of it. I hate running like this. Alright, well, all I can really do is throw a rag over it like I did to the last one. Is what it is. Unplug the sensor. You can tell I don't like this trip. And it's like the only thing wrong with the truck is the one thing I haven't touched yet. Everything else is perfect. Now I gotta go find the seal. I love having this back here. This at least calms me a little bit. Alright, I've been everywhere. This is the closest thing I can get to a 4-inch pipe. It is too big because I've already test fitted it, so I have to cut it down. I'm going to cut the other intake, and we're going to make a new intake, one that doesn't put me in limp mode. Alright, so let's start getting this thing cut up. It's cold and windy, but the rag fix worked for a little bit, but it started sucking itself into it, and I don't want to ruin a turbo. Alright, so there's the new intake. It works. It is temporary. Like I said, second gen swap, so we'll get to reuse these pipes. I'll clean them up better when we get back. But now, we should be out of limp mode. And also that pipe should hold up a lot better. I didn't put a clamp on the filter because this will pretty much, throw that there. The hood should hold that down. Yeah. Alright, now we're gonna get in here. Turn off limp mode. Gotta find my key. Alright, little dirty. I am 4.5 hours from a Love's. So I'm gonna go get a shower, go get some food. We're at a Pilot now, filling up. We got it for $3.54. So gonna see what fuel mileage I got, and everything's good. We have the intake is fine. The turbo drain is fine because it started leaking, and so now I also have spare gaskets for that. But everything's fine. So now we just have a long 11-hour trip ahead of us. Alright, so we're working the last problem out of Bertha. Bertha has plenty of power to pull this trailer. I could pull 70 miles an hour all day. But the temperature gets up to 235 very, very easily. The only thing I can think of is maybe we have a clogged radiator. I'm going to go to a car wash real quick here and spray down the radiator, but everything else, like, it's perfect. Plenty of power. Transmission never gets hot. Actually, we're cruising down the road. It's 35 degrees, and the transmission stays around, 115, 120. So, engine, on the other hand, anytime it's under a load with high RPMs, I gotta modulate it. It'll go between 220, 230, but it constantly overheats. So, this is literally the last issue out of Bertha. We are working on getting the last issue. So I'm gonna go clean the radiator, and if it doesn't fix it when I get home, I'm gonna throw an aluminum radiator in it. Guys are saying on the forums they're running into the same problems. It's not a head gasket because coolant's not missing. It's full every time I check it in the morning. Coolant's not mixing. Oil's not going anywhere. We're not leaking oil, not leaking coolant, nothing. So I put probably 15,000 miles since I put any coolant in this truck. I got about 3 minutes before I saw 234. Like 3.5 minutes. And then had to slow down. Yeah, I've just been getting fed up with it and just fucking driving as fast as possible and making it overheat. So we got about 6 minutes total. This is a downhill and it still gets hot. We're like 22 minutes from the car wash. Also, it's snowing. Alright guys, if you haven't been following along with the last few videos, Bertha has a bit of an overheat problem. She's always done it, but I am gonna go and get a new fan clutch here soon. Damn, that thing is all nice and gunked up, but whatever. I am gonna clean the radiator while I'm here. Obviously, I'm not taking this through. That would be fucking stupid. Not like that. I'm gonna clean out the radiator. Not clean it out, but like spray off the inside. I don't like what I see in there. So, yeah, that was a bad call with that rubber. You see that? That shit melted right into the turbo. So I don't really know what to do at this point. We don't have any leaks. It's a good sign. But a little bit of a crack, but that's about normal. I'm gonna clean out down there in the radiator and see if there's anything obvious. Yeah, not gonna lie, I don't know what to do about that. No, I'm gonna have to clean all the rubber out of the inside as well. But I'm at least gonna spray this shit a while. That way it's all nice and done. This trip, I'm not enjoying it, I will tell you that. But look at all that shit melted to the front of the turbo. That shit got hot. On the right side, no boost leaks. Just limp mode. Well, the good news is that we're still drivable. The bad news is we're gonna be in limp mode because no air filter. Which actually no map sensor, but whatever. Alright, thought I'd film this because I've never actually gotten to experience this, but the entire highway is ice. Like I'm slipping and sliding. So I'm just taking it slow. There's guys up there and everybody. Somebody just flew by me. I don't know if it's just this lane or what, but I'm spinning. Yeah. Yeah, I try. There's nothing. I put it in 4 and it's just that entire all of this is ice except the left lane, but I'm not gonna go and hog the left because I'm not going fast enough to justify it. Look at that. People are flying in the left. You'll find out there, buddy. I might slowly try to start creeping it, but I'm gonna be very careful. So I was like, all right, well, I smell the coolant, but I never see any. So I go to pull, you know, I pulled off last night, I let the truck cool, and look at that. It's full. I'm not losing any coolant at all. And mind you, I've put, oh my God, I probably put like 20-some thousand miles on this coolant. And still, so the only thing I can think of is, because I cleaned the radiator last night, the only thing I can really think of is if either the radiator's clogged or I need to just replace the fan. Oh, I gotta fill the tank too. Yep, I don't know. I started the truck. I literally have made it halfway up this mountain. I was doing like, 30 mile an hour, and she overheats again. And I smell coolant, but it's not going anywhere. It just stinks. All right, so I'm gonna go pull the trigger and spend the 500 bucks. AutoZone's in 15 miles. I'm gonna throw a new radiator in it and a new clutch fan. And hopefully that fucking solves the issue, because like I'm in 4 low right now, mind you. Like Bertha has plenty of power. Like I could pull this grade at like 50 mile an hour, no problem, but it just gets hot immediately. So I'm doing like 5 mile an hour, 6 mile an hour, 5 pounds of boost. Just gonna go get the fucking, it's like 550 bucks or some shit. I'm just gonna do it and get it over with. And some coolant. I'm not looking for, like this whole, once we get the kinks out of it, I guess we're fine, but like, I need an intake and a radiator. Bertha is now cooling down. We're about 210. Tranny temp, that's gonna come down naturally because I'm in lock, but not worried about that. Just waiting on a radiator. All right, old me would have just said, yeah, let's just do one or the other. Coolant pressure, all good. Still no leaks, everything's good. Besides, not having an intake, the truck's been running all right. I might fix this while we're in here. It's like 25 degrees out. So that was expensive, and misery loves company. We're just trying to get the kinks out of the truck Like, it's not like I can do anything else. So just one of those, like, Bertha's been reliable for a long time, and we just need to get the kinks out of her, you know? The cooling system has always been weird. If you floor it, it would heat up and then it would cool back down immediately. So, I mean, this whole trip it's been all right. But you fix one thing and everything leads to another. Now Bertha's making enough power. Even stock, it's like, it just drags this trailer. This thing, it just moves. So let's, oh shit. I don't know what the deal is with that. Let's get this fan shroud off. I noticed one of the fan blades is broke, but I don't want to replace this fan clutch because it cut the wire before. So what's stopping it from doing it again? I mean, I think it's safe to say we can rule out a head gasket. It doesn't mix coolant, doesn't mix oil. Yeah, oil's perfect. This is the next step. Would be a blocked, and the heater core is not blocked either, because like I have really good heat. It just, when I hit the highway, you know, it gets a little cooler, but I mean, I'm roasting. Like, it's 25 degrees out and it's roasting me out. So. All right, so even though I sprayed this off last night, looks like this whole section is caked, and I don't know what all of it is. It could, I mean, I don't know. It could probably just oil and gunk and shit from the road, but take those. Got the radiator out. Probably have to go get a fan because this was broken, and you can see there it cut itself. So I'm wondering if this fan clutch isn't just old and whatnot. This is the last, besides the oil cooler, but the oil cooler I don't see any reason for it to be bad, but this is the last piece of the puzzle. I'm probably gonna go in and get a fan, even though I don't want to. But now I just gotta break this fan free, and then we're good to start throwing shit back together. Look at them transmission lines, looking nice and pretty. Full send diesel. All right, so here's where we're at. I put an 8mm wrench down there, and I used my vice grips and put a big wrench on it, and was able to get the fan to come free. I'm probably gonna go in, get a price on a fan. Let me be careful, I don't want this thing to fall. That's how the fan thing looks. So yeah, haven't been this close into the engine in a while, but I've gone over everything. That's a new water pump, as you can tell from the rustiness. New belt. Everything's been pretty much replaced. So I'm gonna go in, like I said, go grab one of those fans and be back. All right, the good news is I don't have to spend the $135. The bad news is they don't have it, and that's why I don't have to spend the $135. They can't get it. There's a store up the road, a good ways, that has it. I'm just gonna throw it on, call it a day. Hopefully it doesn't affect anything. I'm hoping that this was my issue the whole time, because I don't want to have any more overheating problems. So other than this, Bertha's been great. Just pissed me off a little bit over this problem, but when we get back, we're going to be doing the AC. I got the things that cover all this and make it look nice. New condenser, well, yeah, everything. So even the AC compressor, because my shit went out. All right, we got the new fan clutch in. It clears. If for some reason that causes an issue, this is under warranty, so just keep that in mind. I think what ended up happening was the old one just seized, and that's why it cut. I don't know. But I am going to drop the new rad in, and then we're going to slide this pretty much down in between. All right, so we are all back together, all the boost lines, everything. Oh, except for that, I got to put that back on. I don't technically need to, but it's kind of ugly. So everything, now we just got to put coolant in it. All right, we're going to get it up to operating temperature, or 150 right now. Got me some coolant. I'm gonna wait because I've learned my lesson before. I could just drive now, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait till she pops. All right, she gets hot. I got a gallon of coolant, so if there's any air bubbles or whatnot, but we're chilling. I don't think the thermostat opened, but I think it got up to like 180. We'll see when we start climbing grades. Alright, so driving for a little bit. It gets up to about 212, the fan kicks on, and it starts coming back down to like 206. So it'll cycle between 206 and 212. I was climbing the grade at like 55 at like 25 pounds of boost, and it just did not care. So that's what I want. I'm happy with that. I'm glad that I spent the money to fix the issue, because I did go and book 2 of those trailers from Oregon to Cali. So I'm gonna go grab both of them. I think they're $13.50 a pop. And then we're gonna start making our way east. But I don't know, when we get home, I don't know if we're gonna second gen swap this turbo, or if I'm gonna go and buy an S366. I don't know yet. I wanted to do a factory turbo, but we'll see. We're pulling a slight grade in overdrive. 210 on the coolant, perfect. 129 on the trans temp, and she's just chugging along at 65 mile an hour. We actually picked up speed. You can see that grade goes uphill. So we got up to about 68 there for a second, but not trying to break any records, just seeing how she's doing. I'll let you guys know if anything happens. Yeah, I don't think I've ever felt this truck, even in the limp mode with the map sensor. I was doing 78, and I need to slow down and chill a little bit. The speed limit's 80, but like, I'm just cruising 75 mile an hour with no complaints. It's perfect. There you go. I am pretty decently into it. 23 pounds of boost. It would be more, but limp mode. 2750 on the RPMs. I was doing 72 like this, but I keep passing this one guy, and then he passes me, so I'm trying to stay out in front of him if I can, so he doesn't have to keep passing. But yeah, 215 on the coolant temp, 23.5 on the rail. I think Bertha's fighting an air pocket. I just stopped to call the customer real quick. Everything has been good. There's no leaks. I pulled in, the temperature went to about 212, and then plummeted. So we are sitting about 184 right now. So pretty much, I was climbing the grade at about 72 miles an hour, 3,000 RPMs, and she just does it. So no more cooling issues, thank fuck. I was thinking I was gonna have to do a head gasket when I got home. I was just gonna do it to do it, but I mean, you can put these common rails through a lot of shit before they require head studs. Piston rings, on the other hand, and pistons, I'm very good at melting those. Hopefully it warms up a little bit so we can get all of that cleared off. Keep in mind that this did just come 40 hours across America, so it's not like it's gonna be clean on the drop off. We will be getting some mud flaps when we come back. We're gonna be getting ones that come down and over. So a lot of money we're gonna be throwing into some Bertha. All right, we did end up making it. Check it out, I changed my thing to a little truck. But we did end up making it. I'm gonna see what the coolant temp here does. It's at 208 right now. Mind you, we're doing hard highway pulls and whatnot, so I mean, that's perfectly fine, normal on the gauge. I'm gonna wait and see. That should, I wanna see if there's an air pocket in there, which if there is, I wanna let it go through the thermostat. Or if it's not an air pocket, it could just be that we're waiting for the cooling fan to turn on. I also noticed that my battery voltage has dropped since putting the thing on, because it was charging at 15, which that explains a lot why all of my alternators charge at like 15 volts, is because none of them have that fan working properly. So now that you have the fan working properly, it drops the battery voltage down. Oh, truck's starting to, I can feel shaking, which means the fan just kicked on. Yeah, I think we definitely need to replace that fan, because when that kicks on, I can feel it, and it might just not be in balance. But man, when that fan kicks on, does it work? I'm gonna wait till it shuts off. You'll feel it when it shuts off. Man, that really drops the temp. And pretty sure it just shut off because the engine just smoothed out. Cool. Now I gotta find my key. I always lose my key because I don't need it. There we go.